oh my God, these people are crazy hoarders.
When you keep your garage door closed so the neighbors can't see the chaos, well, it's time for a garage makeover. I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help.
Good job, look at there.
Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. Stephen and Katie Ward have 2 children, Jack and Maddie.
Jack is 5, and he just started kindergarten, and Maddie is 3, and she is just a little fireball.
They built a home in this new subdivision just a little over a year ago after a fire destroyed their previous home.
In the middle of the night, Katie wakes up. We have both of our kids in the room with us. I believe it was a 5-minute window there from the time we woke up, got out of the bed, got out the door into the front yard. I just remember standing in the street in my boxer shorts, just watching our house on fire, watching all our stuff burn. You know, it's very emotional to come from sitting down that night and going, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Where are we gonna go? To being here, I mean, what a journey. We're very fortunate, very blessed.
We had never really thought about building a house, but we ended up building a house and watched it from dirt to this, so it was really exciting. I feel like we've come so far just to get the living areas maintained and set up. I almost feel like the garage might be what concludes that whole story.
Guys, I'm not really sure I want to show you all this, but here it is.
Watch your step. Really, all this stuff out there is from accumulation of stuff that we were able to salvage from the house that caught on fire. We needed to keep it, but we don't really know what to do with it. So between fire stuff and then kid stuff, it's just so intimidating, you don't even really know where to start. We'd love for it to go up. You know, use the wall space and use some of the space that we can like get it off the floor.
There is a floor down there.
Yeah.
And I knew, Paul,
Somewhere.
we threw all this stuff.
We'll find
There's
it,
something in there. I'd love for everyone to have their own designated
area.
space.
Wanted to be proud of it, you know, not be scared to open the garage door, you know, for fear that a neighbor's walking by and it's like, oh my God, these people are crazy hoarders.
We assume that everything that goes out of here, not everything's coming back in?
No.
Definitely not.
That's
It's a good time to purge a little.
Definitely not.
Oh, I'm ready to purge. I'm ready to get rid of stuff.
When we return, the first chore is the biggest, cleaning out the garage. You know, there's a lot of things that you and I have in common, and one of them is the love of organizing.
That's true.
And there's nothing that makes a bigger difference than organizing a garage. For the lawn and garden, why don't we put it tight against there?
Okay.
The problem with the garage, though, is that you can close the door, you don't see it every day, and so it's easy to put it off and procrastinate organizing it.
It's not like just straightening up the kitchen real quick before someone
No.
coming over. Garage can take some time.
So let's start our trash pile.
Trash.
What is this?
To me, I was almost tensing up like, what are they gonna find? You
Oh
know,
my
like, I mean,
gosh, I
nothing
know.
incriminating or anything, but seriously, like, you're just like, I don't know what I have.
World.
Which one of you are the one that saves the most? Who is more responsible for the hoarding part?
Oh, you're stirring the pot already.
Yeah.
My mom always called Dad a pot stirrer, and now I really am starting to understand that.
I know we're both bad about different
Both.
kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably split down the middle.
Well, considering that, this isn't too bad a shape.
All right, I approve of the size of the trash pile already. Let's keep up the good work. Seeing Katie's trash pile is just giving me life.
What started out appearing to be a couple hoarders turned out to be not that at all. They threw away all kinds of stuff.
I love it, more trash. Woo!
Aw, look. We ended up in the garage.
That's what kids will do.
Hey, look, Steven. I found your flip-flops.
Oh, nice.
As the piles inside get smaller and the ones outside grow, Katie and Chelsea begin sorting while Stephen and I load up the stuff they're donating.
I probably don't need my flamingos, maybe. Look at that, flamingo shoes.
Wow, this is really a big space.
Yeah, we can
Haven't
do a
had
lot
that
of it.
feeling since the first day we moved in.
Okay, we got another empty box.
The most dramatic transformation in today's homeowner history.
Yeah, can we
That's
delete the
scary.
before shots?
Patching drywall is not particularly difficult, but it can be really messy because once a joint compound dries, you have to sand it with sandpaper. And that creates a lot of really super fine dust that's virtually impossible to collect. So rather than using sandpaper to smooth the joint compound, try using a scouring sponge. This is much better, much faster, and it doesn't create any dust. So you get the sponge, dip it into a bucket of warm water, and you want to squeeze out the excess, because otherwise you just have water dripping all over the place, all right? You want to get out all the excess. Then use the scouring side of the sponge to smooth out the joint compound. You can see how quickly and easily it starts to dissolve the joint compound. Now this is perfect when you're patching a hole in drywall, maybe made by a doorknob or something like that. You wouldn't want to do an entire wall with it, but it's great for small patches like this one. You can see after just a few seconds how the excess joint compound just disappears and comes out perfectly smooth and absolutely no dust.
We're helping Stephen and Katie renovate and organize their garage. The plan includes building a shelf unit in the space beside the garage door. Along the back wall, we'll reuse a metal baker's rack to store toys, make a drop zone by the door, and create some custom lockers with my own special design.
I want to cut a kind of an angle on this. So
He's getting artsy-fartsy.
and
huh?
get kind of artsy
side
here a
view.
little bit. Yeah, that's what we call a swoop. We've just created just about, I don't know, probably 110 lineal feet of shelving. So that should help.
I think we might need it.
Yeah.
There's a large pile in
Yeah,
the
there is a large
in the
pile.
keep section.
My first job is laying out that swoop side for the lockers. Once the first one is cut out, I can use it as a template to replicate the swoop 6 more times. While Chelsea and Katie began priming the locker panels, Stephen and I began putting together the shelf that will go beside the garage door.
And then you'll want to get the front side, where the swoop is.
What's funny to me is everybody's using that term now that I made up.
The swoop.
A swoop. I had to have that little curve on the side there. Just a simple box.
Decorative touch.
A little curve like that.
Swoop-dee-doop-dee-doo.
Well, we got hit with a little bit of rain today, and so we're having to do a lot of the work inside, but we'll be able to assemble all of the shelving, and then there's going to be a lot of painting that's going to have to be done by the homeowners.
While Stephen and I install the corner shelf, Chelsea and Katie are sanding the locker panels to smooth out the swooped cuts.
Katie and I are sanding and sanding. Maybe if someone had made the cuts a little more to my liking, we wouldn't have to sand quite so much.
It doesn't matter to me as long as I don't have to sand.
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
But you see I'm having trouble with my shoe.
Oh no, that's why I'm ordering a new pair.
Oh, no, we can fix it right here. Here you
Oh,
go.
Dad, that is so
Here.
embarrassing.
Come on, help me out.
The man owns probably 100 pairs of shoes. Why does he wear broken shoes? You're so weird.
There we go.
This is so embarrassing.
I'm not going out in public like this, but we are out in public, aren't we?
Now we can start putting the lockers together.
We're going to run a 1x2 right along this here.
Right.
And then we're going to put a 1x12 shelf on top.
Gotcha.
Then we can nail down to get all of the other
Right.
vertical standards up.
One of the things that really worked out well on the lockers is that the equal spaces that I needed were around 32 inches. The studs are on 16-inch centers. Do the math. Worked out pretty well.
Before we start work on the other side, we need to put the baker's rack into position so we can measure off of it for the drop zone.
What do you think about baker's rack?
I know you love it, but I don't know. It kind of looks out of place to me with the lockers and
Well,
all
I
the
think
wood.
you've just always hated that thing too.
I do. I'd love to throw it away. In my mind, the baker's rack is out with the trash.
Hey Danny, can we get your opinion?
Sure.
So we were thinking about the baker's rack, and we love the look of the wood. But what if we carried the dark gray over here and got rid of the metal? Because I don't know if I'm gonna like the metal with the wood mixed right beside each other.
It probably would have maybe stood out a little bit. I just thought it was dear to your heart.
Well, it is, which is why we're going to repurpose it maybe somewhere
Yeah.
else. And if we don't find a space for it, we can put it, you know.
In the trash.
We'll find something to do with
Well,
it.
if we were going to do that, instead of the whole entire wall, just for a little balance and symmetry, you know how we have this space here. Maybe do the same offset over here, and then we can just let that be the little drop zone. It's not that far away from the door.
Make it almost feel like a little entryway.
And I understand you have something picked out fun for this?
Yeah, we're gonna do it a bright blue, like a
All right,
turquoise.
good. There you go.
Yeah, so it'll
Alright.
be lots of color.
You won't
It'll be
ever close
pretty.
this garage door.
No.
You want the neighbors to see what's happening in
For
here.
sure, yeah.
That's definitely gray.
Dark gray.
I like it.
I get a little messy with the brush.
Okay, I'll do the cutting in and let's fill a few nail holes first.
Okay. All right. So will we have to go back over and sand these, or do we just
No,
paint right over
we
it?
Just paint right over it.
Oh, nice. I'm a pro at the sander now, so. You know.
So you want to use it wherever you can.
Oh yeah,
Do we need to keep a catalog of our tools, or some of them going to be left behind?
maybe. I've got this nice new garage to fill now.
That's true. If Katie's that interested in keeping our tools, then I think she may have been bitten by the DIY bug.
Oh yeah, I could never do that.
I mean, I could paint for a living, but I wouldn't make very much money. So it takes me a long time.
You'd have to charge hourly.
Yeah, I charge by the hour.
So painting by the hour, all depends on how much you're going to charge.
Exactly.
If you've ever hung drywall, you know it takes a lot of screws on just one sheet to hang it properly, and that can get exhausting. So Ryobi has come out with this brushless drywall screw gun, and it makes that project go a lot faster and not as tiring. Now how this works, first of all, is you know when you are putting the screws in your drywall, you don't want it to go all the way through the surface, you just want to dimple the surface where the screw head is. So this allows you to set the depth so that you get the right depth every time when you put that screw in the drywall. Now, if you were to use a regular drill, every time you use the trigger, it's gonna wear you out because you have so many screws to put in. And also, like most power tools, it has a locking feature. If I lock it down now, it's gonna burn my battery up. So what this does is it's got a quiet drive feature. I hit that button, the blue light's on, and now I can hold the trigger down, lock it into place, and the motor won't activate until I get the screw on the tip and I hit the hard surface of the drywall. So if you are doing a lot of drywall hanging, this is a good tool for you to have.
The centerpiece of Stephen and Katie's garage makeover is this custom locker system. Because we're designing it as we go, we're able to make adjustments based on their specific needs.
But then each one will have a hook so we can hang jackets and stuff. And then over there, in my head, it's all about what do we have the most of that we need to categorize in order to use it the most efficient way on a daily basis.
We may have to worm this board just a little bit to get it up. All right. When we talk about worming a board, it's where the board may not be perfectly straight, and we'll move it up and down so that we get it straight, even if we have to put a few extra nails in there. Whoop, whoop, right, down a little bit. Okay.
In addition to organization, we're also adding security to this garage with a pair of core cameras. Later we'll mount one outside, but first we need to position the one inside.
Okay.
So you're looking at it through your phone.
Correct. So it takes
a nice
just a
feature.
second to get booted up. Setting this camera up is as easy as plugging it in, opening up the app, connecting the camera to your home's Wi-Fi, and you're good to go.
Stop it. She just screenshotted you.
By the end of the day, the lockers are complete and ready for Stephen and Katie to paint.
I really like the gray you guys picked out.
I really like it too. We love it so much that I think we actually want to do the walls too.
Tie it all together.
Yeah.
And then when you had a fun color picked out for the door,
I do.
right?
Yeah.
Is that?
I do.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
I love it.
Yeah.
Looks like
I
a
want-
pool.
Yeah, I want to do a fun color for inside the garage.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
it's just us coming in and out.
All right, so if we can get Stephen out here to do some touch-up paint, I can show you real quick how to paint a raised panel door.
Okay.
And then Dad and I can get the outdoor camera set up.
Sounds good.
The trick to painting raised panel doors like this is to start with the raised panels and then work your way out.
I hope you like turquoise because you're going to be walking into it every day.
Yeah, I actually do like it a lot. It looks really good against the gray.
All right, there's the camera.
Okay. It'd be cool if I could tuck it right under here.
Okay, well, it comes with this. The base is integrated,
Oh,
so you
how about
can
that?
pre-drill the holes.
After I drill the mounting holes with the template, I drill a slightly larger hole in the soffit for the camera's power cord. Taping the cord to a stiff piece of wire makes it easy to push it into the attic where we can plug it into an outlet before we mount the camera. There's no insulation above this garage, so we're going to add some to help make it a little more comfortable. This rock wool insulation is a great choice for Stephen and Katie's house because it's fire resistant.
You see how easy it is to cut that? Have you ever cut other kind of insulation?
I have,
Man,
and it's not
not
as
easy.
simple as you're making that look, that's for sure.
Now for a few finishing touches down below.
So Stephen, I had an idea I want to pass by you. I noticed a tree climber, and I noticed that heavy rack you have that attaches, you know, to the hitch. It's too heavy to put on any shelving. What if, and this is a perfect size again, the width of it here.
I like it being close to the front because it is
It
heavy.
is heavy, yeah. Then some of the little hooks that we took off the wall that you had, we probably can position a couple of those up there and work perfect for that tree climber.
That would.
Have you ever been in a garage and not seen a spider? Exactly. This spray will help protect the house from spiders for up to a year.
I like the position of the rack.
Okay.
Do you like it here?
I love the rack.
It's Stephen's favorite feature.
Did I ever say I didn't like the rack?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
The thing about putting up a track system like this is that you can't just hang stuff nice and tight together. You have to be able to use the stuff like you would every day.
The blower, which is gonna probably have to sit
Sideways.
like this.
you
Or
would.
this.
I know. You're taking up 2 hooks, Stephen. It's a lot of hooks.
Hey, what can I say?
So make sure, even if you're buying a cool system like this, that it works for you.
Oh, nice.
Finally, it's time to start putting back Katie and Stephen's stuff.
Ah, love it.
Like so many garages, Katie and Stephen's had become a dumping ground for all the stuff that simply had no home. To make the chaos worse, much of it was a reminder of the fire that initiated their move to this house. After some cleaning and hard decisions, we used the areas on either side of the garage door for household tools and odd-size items that need to be accessible but not necessarily seen. The side walls offered space for seasonal items, tools for yard work, and that baker's rack outfitted with custom baskets, which is ideal for all the little things a young family accumulates. But the focal point of this garage has to be the locker system we created along the back wall. In addition to the handy drop zone, there's tons of shelving in a variety of sizes so any and everything fits. The vertical dividers help keep it organized and add a pleasant look, which is only enhanced by Katie's color choices. The back door now looks like an entryway, and the garage that once was an embarrassment now is a happy destination.
It's surreal to know that it's all gone and it's not coming back, and knowing that it's organized and everything has a home. And I love that because I like when things are pretty. It makes me feel good, it makes me feel relaxed. It just makes me happy.
I have a sense of pride with it. You know, you want to leave your garage door open. It's such a contrast. Before, you never wanted to open it. Now you just want to leave it open all night, like, hey, here's my garage. We will probably do more out there. It's a big space that we can now utilize. They can play in the garage, and we have a camera.
We had the fire, we had stuff lingering out there from the fire. Now that's all gone. So it's really like closing that chapter.
Well, I think you'll agree, this garage looks a little more organized. Now, the most important step is purging as much as you possibly can. Throwing some things away, donating some things, and then taking whatever's left and really dividing it into logical, specific areas around the garage, including a separate area for each member of the family. Did we inspire you? We certainly hope so, and hope that you'll be able to use some of the things that you saw here on this week's show to get a little more organized around your house, and organizational tips waiting on you at our website. I'm Danny Lipford. Thanks so much for being with us here on today's Homeowner.
It's a raining man. Hallelujah.
Skitty.
Well, a lot of people will call me a comedy genius.
Be sure to join us next week when we help a young family make some simple changes to customize their home so that it fits their needs and their budget.
There we go. Good as new. Who needs new boots?